Hey, hi, I'm Laura Wigley. I'm the Global Director of Talent and Learning at Dorchester Collection. So we are a global hotel management company running some of the top luxury hotels in the world. And in my role, I'm responsible for recruitment, attraction, selection and development of our talent in our organisation. So the main purpose for me was for individuals to start to think about their own personal purpose. So defining their purpose and their vision, becoming clear on that, and then using that to drive their own development journey, but also the career path that they want to take. So they're having, I guess, a real purposeful way of approaching their career rather than waiting for an organisation to drive that or do it for them. I think it's about being unique. I think it's about understanding who you are and what you bring, and then finding the route to stand out. Because I guess standing out is very different for each person. So it's becoming clear on what makes you different. And then as soon as you're clear on that, you can then create your path to be able to stand out in your own particular way. So for me, standing out is not necessarily having the fastest path to the top or having the most high profile opportunities. It's actually about working out what success is for you individually and then finding the unique path. And as soon as you can go to an organisation and talk to them about this is specifically what I bring, this is what I'm great at, but also this is what I need from you, and you can have a more direct question and ask for something more specific, you're much more likely to get that success and have that differentiation for yourself. So one of the pieces of research that I referenced was a study by the University of Phoenix, and they found by interviewing team members, I think it was around 70% of them expected the organisation to set out their career path and define the future. But then they also interviewed managers, and about 85% of them said it was the responsibility of the individual. So I guess that's a perfect example of if you sit and wait for it to happen to you, potentially it's not going to. Organisations and teams, even line managers, all potentially have big teams. They will try and support everybody. But if you can help them help you, then you're much more likely to be successful and to get the specific support that you want. Otherwise, you're more likely to get something generic or something that's not tailored directly to you because somebody is trying to make a best judgment in terms of what you're really looking for. But if you can help them out and do some of that work and start to drive the direction for yourself, you're much likely to end up where you want to be. I think it's easier said than done. So it's very easy to say to someone, you define what's important to you and you go out and get it. But actually, you quite often need support to be able to get there because it's real internal thinking, it's spending time, it's trying to explore that for yourself because you need to be very reflective to get really to the core of what it is you want to do. You could do a kind of very superficial paper task, but actually challenging yourself to reflect on that, often you'll need someone's support to be able to do that. And I think that's the perfect place where careers, line managers, wherever you are in your career at that point, somebody supporting you doing that and asking the challenging questions, I think is a really powerful thing for the long term. So at Dorchester Collection, we're a very values-driven organisation. So everything we do comes back to our values. So the most important thing we have when we recruit is looking for people that fit our organisational culture. So we're hospitality, very service driven, so looking for those people that show those sorts of values. And to me, quite often the perfect interview is when somebody comes and instead of saying, if you ask them why they want to work for us, and they'll say, well, you're really well known, you've got this and that. Actually, if they come and say, these are your values, I feel they align really well with what is important to me personally and they really resonate with me. We'd obviously explore it further, but that is a perfect background for someone that is likely to be successful in our business because what's important to us is also important to them, and that's something that you can't teach, you can't develop, it's an innate thing. And so matching what drives you with what drives an organisation, I think is most likely to make you successful in an organisation, but also most likely to make you happy and enjoy what you do. So I think the certification of having an MBA is not something for me that will be a tick in a box. Great, you are better than this other candidate we're interviewing that hasn't got an MBA. But actually, I believe there's probably a lot of skills and experience that you will build up whilst you're doing those studies that will make you more effective at your role. So for me, it's not a tick you've got that qualification. It's more about the skills and traits that you build on whilst you're doing that have the potential to make you more successful in roles that you apply for. But I would still be looking for someone to be able to show that and show those skills in practice, rather than just looking and assuming one candidate's better just because they have the studies. To me, the organisation is almost more important than the role, in terms of fitting in there, being successful, but also enjoying what you do. And so if I'm working with graduates earlier in their careers, I try and encourage them to stay away from job titles and actually talk about what are the things they want to get out of a job, and what are the experiences, what are the skills they want to build, how do they want to work, rather than focusing on this is the job title or this is the level. Obviously, job titles, levels come into it, but if you start your search thinking about what are the important things to get out of a role and how you want to work, you're more likely to end up in a position where you're fully motivated because you've got something that fits you better than just searching out for a specific job title.